So I was browsing the internet when I came across a video that had been recently posted by the official Sonic YouTube channel. Upon further inspection, I was granted with this. Now, to say I was confused would be a bit of an understatement. After doing some digging, it turns out that this game was actually an April Fool's game. To be honest, it caught my interest. A Sonic game in the form of a visual novel surrounded around a murder mystery was kinda interesting to me. So here it is, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. The game starts off by introducing our character. It's our first day on the job and we are supposed to take care of the guest arriving on the train. The guest of course being Sonic and his friends. Specifically, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Blaze, Rouge, Shadow, Espio, and Vector. The reason they are all here is because it's Amy's birthday party, and for her birthday, she wanted to have a murder mystery birthday party. They are each given roles and ways to act, then are sent off into the different cars. We stay back with Tails and Amy, who are playing the detective and journalist role. Each character is given a card that tells them a little bit about their lore. An example being Tails' detective lore. Tails had a Flicky as a partner that ended up betraying him and teamed up with Dr. Eggman. After chatting for a little bit, suddenly the train shakes, knocking us out. We are then pushed into a small closet and we find ourselves trapped inside. This is where we get to learn the game's mechanics. It's a simple click to find the clue and it gets added into your inventory. Once we find enough clues, we investigate a character to get an alibi. Real Ace Attorney type stuff here. There are some sequences where you get put into this little rush game where you play as Sonic and have to collect a certain amount of rings before reaching the end. These segments get extremely chaotic, but I'll talk about that towards the end. We work together to bring down the cabinet and escape the closet together. Upon arriving into the broken dining hall, we then see it. Sonic has been murdered. Now, Tails and Amy played off as Sonic being in character as he was murdered. It's a murder mystery game. But upon actually examining him, we learned that he's actually pretty bruised up. However, with the mystery beginning and nothing else to do, we decide to help Tails solve the mystery. Now, I'm not going to be going into full detail about the entire game's story because that would take incredibly long. But you basically end up going through the different carts, collecting information to create a full alibi. Something I really liked about this game was the designs and reactions for each character. For the murder mystery, the Sonic team got dressed up for the occasion. Aside from the little outfit differences, they all looked spectacular in this drawn format. Honestly, just really reminded me of the current Sonic comics. There were also a variety of references hidden throughout the game as well, whether it was through dialogue or even a visual. I also did find myself laughing a few times during my first playthrough of this game. One of the interactions you have with Tails is when you check the trash bins and you don't find anything. Tails actually starts to doubt that you are gonna find anything in the trash and begins to think that you have an obsession with it. But we proved him wrong! Now, to say that this game is specifically meant for Sonic fans would probably be true. But the game does do a good job of showing off how the characters act. This can be seen in the introduction as we see our characters' thoughts on each member here. Now, something that was interesting was the addition of Blaze. Now, there are only a few instances where Blaze has been involved in Sonic games. One that people forgot existed, and the other being a game that people want to forget. The only other involvement that we really get to see Blaze in is the Sonic comics. So seeing her here in this game is honestly great. In the game, we end up going on a little small heist to steal a Chow Fabergé egg. This segment might have been one of my favorite segments just because of how interesting the dialogue between the characters was. You basically work together to devise a plan in order to steal the egg. And once you make it to the safe, you find out that the egg is actually a bomb. So you work your way through some dialogue and find out that you're all safe. And honestly, it's really fun. To be honest, one of the downsides of this game to me is that there's no voice acting. I feel like if you were to get the cast of Sonic voice actors, or even like anyone that was open to voicing it, it could have been a much better game and a much better experience. But then again, we got what we got, and that's completely fine. Well, after making our way all the way up to the conductor's room, the cast finally deduces who the murderer was. It was Espio! Sonic was knocked out and taken through a ventilation shaft all the way to the first cart. Sonic wakes up and reveals to us that the train is actually a badnik. Similarly to Tails' card, the train is powered by a flicky, and then bam, the lights turn red, and it's revealed to us that the train was behind it all. Eggman programmed this train to be able to specifically capture Sonic and his friends and bring them to the Eggman base. Now, the game's imagery gets really dark and it looks incredible. Seeing Amy's reaction to Sonic getting hurt and when the conductor is being controlled by the hands of the train, it looks bone-chilling. However, this is where my main problem with the game comes in, and that's the running segments. See, the running segments are kind of weird to me. On one hand, I like the idea, as I think a minigame like how Danganronpa you shoot the bullets into lies. Honestly, I don't know why they just didn't do that. I mean, like, at least there's something you could do. You could do something similar to that. I mean, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a Sonic character to have a gun.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
My main problem was keeping up with it. There were times where I felt that I was just really overwhelmed during the running segments and I couldn't keep track of everything that was going on. For a game that looks so visually appealing, to have a segment where my eyes literally start to blur to try and follow what's going on, it just didn't really sit well with me. But after the running segment, Espio saves the flicky and Amy smashes the front of the train. Everyone is safe and they celebrate Amy's birthday with a cake. Now, what do I think of this game? Honestly, it opens up a lot of potential for a Sonic Danganronpa fan game, if that doesn't already exist. To be honest, I had a lot of fun with this game, and watching the characters interact with each other was honestly really entertaining, and the game visually just looked great. All in all, I would say that if you're a Sonic fan, definitely check this one out. So yeah, that's it.